the YouTubers, Ashley Wingsong here with another Ashley Wingsong Reacts to, this time, episode 28 of Tale of the Year Champions. And I knew I was forgetting something when I kept saying the title. Well, because there's actually several of these, Tale in the Air seasons, and for the last 2 seasons so far, they've actually been playing champions, which, as you guys can tell by now, is sort of like Dungeons and Dragons, with superheroes, as John put it. But the other seasons of Tale of the Year was actually other kinds of games. If you guys are interested, just look them up, or I'll leave a link in the description box. Anyway, last episode, the guys managed to get to the church where the Orb of Air is believed to be, but now they are stopped at the moment by Burnout's arch enemy. Kind of forget his name, but yeah, anyway, oh, and my own little goof up, if you guys didn't bother reading the little, notes or subtext at the little corner here, I made a goof up when I was describing what the guy does. Turns out that because I assumed with his iPod that he was one of those sound-based villains. Turns out, kind of true, but he bores people to sleep with his screenplays. Although I honestly can't see how he could be that bad. But guess I'll have to wait and see. And who knows, maybe we'll finally see who the heck the Shattery guy is in this episode. Because I really like to know who this guy is. Anyway, let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. Loading. And there we go. And the title. Oh, by the way, that was also my goof up saying that Sean hasn't just go through the commercial intro for each episode, except for maybe the beginning of the new arc. It was a weird off day with that one. Or at least on that, when I did that episode. I apologize for that. Anyway, here we go.
Last time, the team used Robert Caliburn's notebook to discover the location of the Orb of Air. However, their path is now blocked by arguably the worst supervillain ever, and Burnout's nemesis, the Mind Blogger, who plans to finish them off by using his uncanny ability to read one of his poorly written screenplays and put all of them into a deep sleep. Nyquist, you're up.
Alright, knowing that, I'm going to use my sound powers to, mute his voice entirely.
Okay, let's see if it works.
Oh, worst comes to worst, I could also shout it.
18!
Yes!
Seriously?
Okay, so the Mind Blogger is muted for one whole turn.
Huh.
Once it gets back to Nyquist, he'll be able to speak again. Take advantage of it while you got it. Burnout, you're up.
What?
Okay, take the earplugs out. The Mind Blogger is muted temporarily. Now you gotta get that force field to deactivate, so you and the others are gonna have to attack it.
I punched the force field in the groin. There.
Doesn't even have that part of the...
Why don't you try something else?
Agreed.
I walk up to the force field and I flick it.
Okay, fine, we'll do that.
Seriously?
It's a 2. You flick the force field, it hardly does any damage. Good for you. Hybrid, your turn, and please do something other than flick it.
Okay, so this thing does take damage and gets weak when it takes on a lot of pressure. It's going to give me a high yield impact here.
Oh.
You could always throw Burnout at it.
Well, not a bad
The
idea.
party bus.
Oh, okay, you're gonna throw the party bus at the force field.
Dude!
Alright.
Ay,
Uncle Dunk, the driver, and the other partygoers vacate the bus.
good idea.
Let's see if this works.
I'll be surprised if it works. It
the weekly
doesn't.
DOSPA finances meeting is going to go so well. You got a 5.
Well, that was a waste.
So does that mean that the party bus survived?
Well, kind of. You
What?
see, like I previously mentioned, the force field is tech created or modified by the occultum, so it's going to have extra sinister features. In this case, when burnout flicked it, it activated its defense mechanism, swatted away the bus, and the bus landed on top of you.
Oh, no.
Of a flick?
Ooh.
That's minus 25 for you, Hybrid.
Ouch.
Kodiak, it's your turn.
I'm
Nice
gonna do a
going,
tectonic power
Burnout.
driver. Even if I don't break the force field, I can at least send them through the ground.
Okay, let's see how that works. It's an 18.
Nice.
The attack doesn't do any damage to the Mind Blogger, but it does do significant damage to the force field. Unfortunately, we have gone one turn now.
Ah, shoot.
That means the Mind Blogger can now speak again.
Shoot.
Ah, finally. I knew you couldn't silence me forever.
The good news is,
Oh, boy.
thanks to the pile driver attack, the force field will go down in 3 hits. So
Well,
it's
let's
back
hope
to
they
Nightwish.
get it in before the guy...
Knowing that, I'm going to
Speaks.
probably take my chances, and I'm going to go up to the force field, and I'm going to punch the force field with all my might.
Okay, so Nyquist is going to punch the force field, most likely adding his sonic powers to that punch. Okay, rolling.
That'll be handy.
Oh, it's a 17.
Ooh.
The scene opens in a dimly lit room. Janet Parker, a young woman of about 22, sits alone penning a letter while the storm rages outside.
Ah, crud.
Nyquist is put to sleep, and, as I mentioned, the force field has some sinister secondary features which the Mind Blogger has control over. One such feature is the ability to send out a controlled lightning jolt from the force field's energy matrix.
Ah, shoot. Ooh.
That's minus 25, and it's back to burnout.
Poor Nyquist.
Let's see. I walk up to the force field and I flick it.
Seriously?
Flicking it! Do something to it!
I'm flicking it.
Do more than flicking it!
Fine. You can flick it. It's an 18.
Sweet!
You flick the force field again. Cool, great. It did a tad bit of damage. Hybrid, please do something.
Seriously?
I slap
Like I
Burnout
said with the
in back.
subtext in the last video,
And he goes flying
is
towards the
Burnout
force field.
somehow related to Captain
Sure.
Freakman?
Ah, dang, it's a 5. You missed burnout, you saw it coming and ducked, and then you, Hybrid, get hit by another blast from the Mind Blogger's force field.
Wait, what?
Oh!
Minus 25.
Honestly, I don't blame Hybrid for attacking
Please.
Burnout for this.
I think I'm going to send a fisher his way and have lava breach through and encase him.
Okay, I can tell you right now that the attack won't reach the force field, but if it's successful, it will certainly do damage to the force field itself. Alright, rolling. Nope, it's a 19.
Dang it.
The scene is the bedroom by candlelight at night. Jackson Warren, a vampire, and his lover, Karen, lie together as Jack turns and looks at her.
You fall asleep. And he zaps you.
Ouch.
Minus 25. Back to Nyquist.
Because the odds aren't necessarily in my favor, I'm going to do what I did the first time and try and silence Mind Blogger again.
Please do.
Let's see if that works. Nope, it's an 11.
Oh.
Same as before. Put to sleep and zapped.
Dang it.
The scene is outside the police station in downtown LA. Rough and rugged cop Mike Slade is speaking with his partner, the lovely Michelle Flynn.
Minus 25.
You know what I have to
Burnout,
say? These
use your nemesis.
bad
Do
screenplays
something.
keep
I'm gonna
sounding
walk
like
up
the
to the
beginning
force
of
field and I'm gonna flick it
books.
Hey, okay, we're gonna flick it again.
For
At
the
least it does some damage.
yeah, but you're also wasting time.
It's an 8. Why?
Jeez.
The heck?
So Burnout walks up to the force field and flicks it again. I seriously cannot believe this is working.
Well, I mean, that's what flames do. They flicker.
Do we need to rename him the Flicker?
Go back to sleep.
All right,
Yeah, seriously.
Hybrid.
He has to be related to Captain
I'm gonna try a
Frankman.
direct approach and just try punching it myself. 20 megaton punch.
Please do.
20 megaton punch. It's a 12, thank
Yes!
And thanks to that, the force field goes down.
Finally! Seriously.
Yay, all thanks to me.
Somebody smack him later. For now, I bet you
I
guys
would.
like to have a word with the mind blogger.
Oh no. That's no. No, don't stop working now. Please, not now.
Kodiak, would you like to do the honors?
Come here, I'd like to have a word with you.
And he has fainted.
I take a Sharpie and draw, something, I'm not gonna say what, but I'm gonna draw something on his face.
Okay then. Kodiak destroys the iPad-looking device, while Burnout draws horrible things on the mind blogger's face before Hybrid tosses him in the shed that Kodiak first crashed into.
And we barricade it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so with the mind blogger out cold and locked in the gardener's shed, you all head into the High Apostolic Church.
At least they're finally getting somewhere.
As you could probably guess, the inside of the church is even more magnificent than the outside. However, as much as you'd like to admire the decor, you still need to find that orb. Nyquist pulls out Caliburn's notebook, and, after flipping through a couple of pages, sees that Caliburn wrote down that he thinks the orb is buried with Dr. Kaw in the church's crypt. Now, while this may seem like a fairly obvious place to look, the reason it took people, in this case Caliburn, so long to guess this is because Dr. Kaw left fake clues to where he hid the orb. For years now, everyone from rival treasure hunters to documentary makers to dark sorcerers have followed these well-crafted fake clues to no end. The only reason Caliburn believes this to be the correct hiding place is because of a recently deceased priest's personal journal, revealing that he was a confidant of Dr. Kaw's, and was the one who buried him, mentioning that he will carry his friend's secret to the grave. So, down into the crypt you go.
You guys have fun. I'm going to be out by the party bus.
Oh no,
I
you
grab
don't.
Hybrid's collar and I drag him down.
Hey! So Kodiak drags Hybrid down to the crypt as you all head down the stairwell. As you enter the crypt, which by the way is lit up by lights, it's not pitch black down there, so you don't
Thank
need
goodness.
torches or burn out to light the way. You look at Caliburn's notes again and see that you have to locate Dr. Kaw's stone coffin. Thankfully enough, it's right over there. Not a very big crypt.
Well,
What?
easy enough.
Now, the next step in Caliburn's
convenient.
notebook states that you will have to break open Dr. Kaw's coffin.
Ooh.
So, Hybrid, will you do the honors?
Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Hybrid, you can break it, you can break
It
it.
has to be because he was trying to
Oh,
leave,
you
wasn't
can do
it?
too.
I admit I don't like the idea of desecrating a grave, but
If no one will do it, I will do it.
Okay. Nyquist uses his sonic powers and breaks open the stone coffin.
Shouldn't those be movable?
But instead of a body,
Guess not.
you find a staircase.
What?
what?
Okay.
So you all head down the stairwell.
Wait, so
to
it's
the coffin.
like in
Now
what
you're
they
gonna
did
need
in
burnout
the
to
Hunchback of Notre Dame, or at least the
because
Disney
it is
version?
super dark down there.
Light a match, Flicker.
Burnout lights up, illuminating where you are, and you see that it's a man-made tunnel underneath the church grounds. And at the end of the tunnel, you see something glowing.
What?
Before we go ahead, should we do something to try to take care of our behind? Because I've been in too many of these situations in games and stuff, and whenever we go forward and think that we're going to get something, that's when the villain shows up and messes everything up and steals something from it. We're securing our behinds.
Okay, fine.
Well
fine.
thought out.
Check your butt, okay?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Since Burnout is leading the way because he's got the light, Hybrid can take the rear since he has very good senses and could alert you all if someone is coming your way.
Was he literally taking the rear, or?
Anyway, you guys continue down the tunnel towards the glowing object, and as you get closer, you see it, sitting on a pedestal at the end
Seriously?
of the tunnel. The Orb of Air.
There it is.
I'm gonna take it.
Is it just where it doesn't seem too easy?
Not just anyone can touch these orbs, and there's no way to tell just who can. The former dictator of Lugindu, Joseph Otanga, attempted to do so with the Orb of Magic, and now he's in jail, but over half his life was pulled out of him after undergoing a terrifying transformation. Heck, I'm told that they have to keep him in solitary and away from other inmates because he has a craving for raw meat. They
Ew.
will not. So you're
Well,
going
he
to
did
need to
turn
find
into
another way to
some
transport
kind of
the orb.
lion monster
He
in
pounds
the
it on the chip.
episode. What?
Well, it is the perfect potato chip, so let's see if you can balance the orb on the chip and into a bag Burnout has on him.
Oh, please, let it work. Does it work?
So, you got a 4.
The heck? How did...
Amazing! It is perfect!
How?
Seriously, these two have to be related somehow.
Perfect potato chip.
I don't care if it's a freaking Pringle.
Look, it's a big chip. It has to be the perfect chip, therefore it has to be big. Big enough to hold the orb.
Like a toboggan?
Well, either way, you get the orb safely into Burnout's bag. And, hey, no interference from the occultum aside from the mind blogger.
This is a bit too easy.
Thank
guys
you.
Turn around to leave, when all of a sudden, multiple portals open up.
Can I call it a what? Told you it was too easy.
What?
I'm a big fan of the games.
Ah.
And with that, 20 armed occultum agents leap from the portals.
Ooh. Definitely not good.
Here we go again.
Oh man! Well, we didn't find out who the shadow guy is. At least not in this episode. But they did get the orb of air, which is a good thing. Still mind-boggling that the perfect potato chip ended up working for them. And if I saw the image correctly, it's gonna probably be used again. If Burnout doesn't eat it, of course. And that's weird. He has to be related to Captain Breakman because nobody could be that wacky and get away with things like that.
Fox in the fedora, tail in the air. Director Fox hit all
And-
characters connected with that character.
Of course, I knew there was going to be some sort of catch because, seriously, that was way too easy. Sorry, I had, it goes straight to another video if I don't, at least push the down button or something. Anyway, I knew the whole thing was too easy because either there was going to be a trap, which would be sensible since the former guy who had the orb of air and apparently the priest that we just learned would have had to at least come up with some sort of safety mechanism for in case somebody came down to the crypt and figured out where the orb really was. Or here's the second part that always happens in these things. The villain shows up. Or at least in this case, the henchman. Seriously, it's almost like superhero fiascos 101. But yeah, good to see that they were able to defeat the whatever blogger. It's gonna take a while to memorize the guy's name. Burnout's very questionable at this point. Because, like I keep saying, he has to be related to Captain Frankman at this point. Seriously, they should be setting up a DNA test or something. With how their personalities are working. Well, as to how they're gonna get out of this problem, we're just gonna have to wait and see till the next episode. Very awesome. And I guess that's it. Obviously, there will be... Well, there are, at this point, probably by now, comments at the little corner here. Because, let's face it, I'm definitely going to watch the whole thing again since I did technically talk over the episode. And that is kind of a bad habit, but it's still enjoyable. Anyway, might as well end the video here before it gets way too long. So, with that being said, this is Ashley Wingsong, signing off.